March 3, 2017. It was a regular Friday morning. I had just saw a new Nintendo Switch commercial on TV. I was so hyped, right to the point where I wanted to buy it, so bad. So I went on Google to apply for a job. I wanted to save up money for it immediately. I didn't want to wait until my birthday or until Christmas. Anyways, after an hour of searching, I found an ice cream shop that needed a driver for their ice cream truck. It seemed like the perfect job, and about 30 minutes later, I walked to the ice cream shop to apply for the job. After a short interview, I sent a job application, but I also noticed that the application asked for my email. I asked the manager why did he need my email. He said so he can email me, letting me know if I'll be qualified or not. After signing the application, I walked back to my house. After 3 hours, I got an email from the ice cream shop manager. The email said that I was qualified for the job. I was glad, because I had found such an easy job. The next morning, on March 4, I walked to the ice cream shop to start. My boss told me that I'll be keeping all the money that the customers paid me for the food, and that he would pay me $10 extra when my shift was over for the day. That really surprised me. I knew I would save up for the Nintendo Switch in the next week or so. As I started my job, everything went out fine. All the customers seemed like normal people, and I got a good amount of money after the first week. I had so far saved up $80. Life was great so far. That was until the night of March 10. It was around 8 at night. I drove up around this quiet neighborhood. After a minute of waiting for customers, a man who looked like if he was in his mid-30s walked up to the truck. This guy, he looked like he just got out of the hospital with third-degree burns all over his body. The way he was just looking at me, it looked very creepy. Anyways, he asked for a pack of 6 Oreos, and I told him that it would be $2. He only had 25 cents, and I told him that that wasn't enough price, and he had to pay the exact amount if he wanted to get the Oreos. He said that he would only pay 25 cents, and that was it. And I responded with this: sorry, but if you can't pay the exact amount for this, then you can't have it at all. So then he responded with this: fine, but listen closely. I will get you. I will end you. That you're gonna regret not giving me these Oreos. After that, he walked back into his house. This beyond confused me, and I just thought the guy was a straight up weirdo. Just as I was about to knock on his door and ask him what he meant by me regretting not giving him the Oreos, my boss called me and told me to bring the truck back to the shop and to head home for the night. So I did that, and I did not get back to my house until 9:15. That night, I couldn't sleep well. For a whole hour, all I could think of was what the customer from earlier said, that I'm gonna regret not giving him the Oreos. What did he mean by that? I tried to forget about it. That was until 11 at night that I finally managed to fall asleep. But at around 1, I woke up to the sound of knocks on my window. I thought I was dreaming, and turns out I wasn't. I tried to ignore the knocks, thinking that it was maybe a bird, until the knocks went on more for 5 minutes. I finally had the courage to check my window. Nothing. Just as I got back on my bed, I heard the front door of my house open. Someone was in the house. Also remembered that I did not lock the front door. I heard footsteps coming from the hallway. I grabbed my phone and hid it under my blanket. Then, I heard the footsteps come into my room. I heard footsteps in my room for about 2 minutes. While that person was in there, I tried to peek without being noticed. And just barely, through the corner of my eye, I could just barely make out a person with third-degree burns all over his body, except for right between his eyes, carrying the knife. Then I realized it was the same customer from earlier. I guess that's what he meant by regretting not giving him the Oreos. I had to call the police, but if I dialed, the person would have heard me. Just then, I heard the man walk into the bathroom. Just then, I ran out of my room to the front door and ran outside. Just then, I called the police and they were on their way. About 5 minutes later, they arrived. They searched inside my house and found nothing. Just then, we heard the toilet flush and the bathroom door open. The police had spotted the suspect. The man was arrested afterwards, and the police then asked me a few questions. I told them that I had just applied to become an ice cream truck driver, and that the same man asked for Oreos but only tried to pay me 25 cents. Then I explained about what he said. After asking me more questions, they took off. It's been almost a month. I had finally bought my Nintendo Switch, and the situation ended up on the news. After that, nothing was ever heard from that man. But, just a little warning. If you ever end up working as an ice cream truck driver, just remember, any weird customers could probably end up doing what the man did.